There we go. I think the mic is on now, right? Welcome everybody to yet another episode of Anime Show. As you see up there, Let's Anime. This is episode 27. Welcome everybody. I see we have Stuka here in chat. Hey Stuka, I'm pretty sure you and Jay are somewhere there watching. What music is this? Reminds me of Dungeon Siege. This is one of those, what do you call it? It's from... I believe it's in COMET. I'm blanking on the name of the producer or the guy who makes the music. He does royalty-free music that you can just use just as long as you you put a not a disclaimer, but the little copyright notice that it's his stuff. Let me see if I can find out who it is. I think I have a file here real quick. Let's see. It would be do I have anything that shows me who these people are? Nope, nothing here. I'll find out who it is. I'm pretty sure it's yes, Kevin MacLeod. Yes, that's him. Kevin, good old Kevin MacLeod. Yes, I've been using his stuff for the all the opening intro things that I've been using. Is basically I stitched together four of his songs and kind of started off with a something nice fun beat and then to a sort of meditative one. If you look on the show notes underneath this episode, I think it's on all the episodes. I've got the list of the song titles for, I believe I've got 4 of these that I'm using. But anyway, welcome everybody to another episode of Anime Show. As I said, this is episode number 27. And if you're not in chat and you are lurking, hello, welcome my lurkers. I know you guys are all out there. Be sure to just jump into chat. We're all friendly here. We don't bite unless you want us to. Jay, he's so talented. I don't know how he comes up with so many. He must be. He must be a genius, or he is very familiar with lots of musical styles and knows exactly what he needs to do to get the music going. I know there's a bunch of people who've used this stuff before. I've heard some of his things in some audio dramas that I used to be a part of way back when. And I remember hearing, "Hey, that's Kevin MacLeod. They're using some of his compositions." So he's a really cool cat. He's a really cool guy. I've not met him personally, but just based on the stuff that he puts out, that's some cool things there. So to all you lurkers out there, if you have not yet subscribed, much as I like to say, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead, click the subscribe dealie down here in YouTube's, and then hit the bell, ring my bell, so you can get notified when I go live. You can ring my bell. Did I just bring the 80s back, or the late 90s? Ring my... Forget it. Never mind. You know that's going to happen here. Anyway, if you hear some jingling, it's because I have this button attached to this lanyard thing, which of course I used back when I went to SakuraCon back in April, 3 months ago. Anyway, I had this. I was wearing this, and this kind of rattles against each other. It's really cool. You of course have seen this. It's my lanyard badge holder, along with a button thing. So if you hear it jingling around somewhere in the background, that's what that is. Again, some preliminary stuff. Again, our show tonight is quote sponsored by the friendly people at Starbucks store number 371, which is just down the way from me. I have myself a what did I get? I forgot already. A venti blonde vanilla latte. So I got a venti blonde. She fits right inside here. She's very small. No, she's not blonde. Somebody would get mad at me if that. Anyway, never mind. I don't want I to get mad and use her pro wrestling powers on me. Would not be pretty. So yes, Starbucks again provides a drink for me. I bought them, and of course, in this bag I have a choco coronet from the Yamabuki Bakery. Thank you, Saya, No, it's just a chocolate croissant, as you guys know, which I may eat later on. Maybe we'll have a mukbang and you'll watch me eat a chocolate croissant on stream. Wouldn't that be cool? I bet you guys would like that. So yeah, thank you, Starbucks. They're nice people over there. They know me. They know me well by now. And tonight's episode, of course, however, still not sponsored by Bushiroad, sadly enough. One thing I do want to get to before I continue and we move on to the show this evening, I'd mentioned that I'd been to SakuraCon a couple months back, right? And I think the last episode that we did, episode 26, 27, 26, minus 1, 26. Yes, I can math. I can English and I can math. It's a few of my skills that I happen to have. So anyway, I did mention last episode that I went to SakuraCon. I kind of gave a short report. And if you guys remember, I had mentioned that most of my time at SakuraCon, oddly enough, was spent in the karaoke open mic room for pretty much the entire day. I think I'd said I'd spent about 2 hours or something just roaming around, checking out the dealer rooms. But the majority of my time was spent in the karaoke room, and that is where, of course, my new project. I'm going to announce it here. Most of you already know, but I'm going to announce it on the stream. I have a new project. I've decided to call myself the Red Comet, and I'm going to be singing anime songs. And here's my little intro. If you guys have not seen it yet, I'm going to share with you. Here we go. I sing the songs that school idols sing. I sing songs of love and jovial things. I sing the songs that make Colonel Mustang cry. I sing the songs, I sing the songs. I'm the Red Comet, and I sing anime songs. And there you have it, folks. My new project that I'm in the middle of. I will put the... if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'll put my Twitter handle down in the show notes after the show. And also link to my YouTube channel, which currently has 3 covers that I've released. So go check out all the fun there. There's 2 more covers are being released this month. New ones are going to go out on the 13th and on the 27th. So go check it out. Wait for it there. Check it out on YouTube. So, having said that, since we did some music and we talked about school idols, let's move to another set of idols that are near and dear to my heart. 7 of them. 7 groups of 5. 35 idols. The 7 bands of Bandori. Here we go. Did you love that? Did you just let it seep through you, through your pores? It cleans everything out. It detoxes, removes all the toxins, gives you totally a clean bill of health, I think. You kind of just let that seep through you. And since we've let that music seep through us, let's go ahead and have our moment of Zen, which we always have during Bandori Appreciation Time. Here we go. Oh, Aimee, you crazy kid, you. Sleeping there with the snot bubble. Anyway, since we mentioned Aimee, let's get into some stuff coming up. Aimee's second album, or her new album, right after restarting, which she released way back, quite a while back. This one, which I have, she's got a new album coming out called Aimee Sound. That is releasing on the 13th of this month, so not much in about 4 days. 4 days from now, she's releasing a new album, all new tracks. I think she's got some stuff that she's already putting out on YouTube for us to watch, so that's going to be lots of fun. And of course, since we mentioned that she's got an album coming out, you do remember we had her plush doll from her I Mean It One Man Live, and of course, since we talk about plush, we need to talk about Arisa, who's a little cute little plush doll, very scarily looking at us from down the hallway. Now, of course, she's not the only one who's got something coming out. We've got some more announcements. The first announcement I want to talk about is Saichi. Otsuka Sae has a concert, her first live. I think if there are Bandori folks that are in the audience, in the stream chat, I'm not seeing anybody in there now, but I'm sure somebody will let me know when they watch this. I know that that Saichi already had a live a couple years back, so it could be that she's doing this first live according to this concert poster as a result of maybe the new year or something like that, because I know it was like 2 or 3 years ago she had another live of her own. So this one is going to take place in October 9th and 10th at the Yokohama Bay Hall. So she's got 2 days of concert. So that should be kind of fun. Hopefully she'll release some new stuff from her from the show. Maybe some new songs that she's working on. Maybe other songs that she's already done in the past. And of course, as we know, since we did bring up Sleeping Aimi, it's only safe to say that we all know that Saichi has the ability of falling asleep pretty much anywhere. As we can remember, she's decided to fall asleep while taking a walk and just passed out on the railing there somewhere in a park, somewhere in Tokyo. And of course, in this one, she decided to take a nap on the floor while singing a song. This is from her Instagram. If I remember correctly, this was actually part of a karaoke program that she was on. I caught part of that segment where she ends up with this picture on the floor. Somebody took a picture. She's singing a song. I guess she gets so excited she gets down on her knees and then falls over and is actually singing from this position, because that's what singers do. They can sing from pretty much any position they want to. That's the power of a singer, is multiple position singing. That just seems kind of odd. But anyway, on to some more announcements. Here we go. All right, so we mentioned Saichi's concert. Poppin'party, of course, has their 18th single is coming out. Is going to be out on the 31st of August, so that should be kind of fun. It's called Natsu ni Tojikomete. And then Monica, of course, a new single comes out on September 14th. The title is unknown, but it's paired together with One Step at a Time, another song, and it's going to be featured in an anime called Bang Dream Morphonication. It's kind of a odd title, but I guess whatever. So it's 2 episodes. It's going to be out the end of this month, the 28th and 29th of July. Just gonna show it on the YouTube channel. I think there's going to be the Bandori TV live YouTube channel. So check it out if you guys are interested. The big release that released last month was, of course, the 9th Live Complete box set. That's the one that took place at Fuji-Q, Highland Conifer Forest. 4 days, 4 bands, Poppin'party, Roselia, Reza Swilin, and Morphonica played over 2 days, over 4 days worth. Separate times. There was 2 days with Poppin'party and Roselia, and then I think it was a month later, it was Raz and Morphonica. They played 2 days worth. So they've got all 4 sets of 4 concerts, plus a bunch of bonus material. I think there's a photo book in there. Currently running for about $230. Yeah, $230. It's it's a major deal. I've got my eye on it. I've got my eye on it. At some point, eventually, it will be mine. Yes, it will be mine. I feel like Wayne from Wayne's World, the guitar. It will be mine. Oh yes, it will be mine. And then we go from the 9th live to the 10th live. That's coming up. It's going to be in September. September 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Each day is going to be will feature a specific band. Day 1 will be Rosalia's 9th solo concert. Day 2 is going to be Morphonica's. Day 3 will be poppin'party. And day 4 is Reza Swelen. So 4 days in September, they're going to have that concert. And then the big giant event. That's going to be so much fun. And I hope somehow they play at least most of it. Or they play all of it on the Bandori TV. Just pretty much like they did the New Year's show, where it was an entire day, pretty much 8, 12, 9 hours of Bandori. This one is called Bang Dream Special Live Girls Band Party 2020 to 2022. I believe if I remember correctly, it was originally supposed to be, I think, in like May or June of 2020, and then it was postponed because of COVID. They were going to do it again in 2021, and something else happened. They got postponed again, I think, because that was about the time that, I think it was around the time that Japan had another state of emergency and things got closed down. So now it got pushed forward to November 12th of 2022 this year. It's going to be at the Belluna Dome in Saitama, which is, if I remember correctly, it's sort of west northwest of Tokyo proper. So it's one of the adjoining cities, and it's pretty much going to be all the bands. All of Poppy is going to be there. All of Rosalia, all of Reza Swelen, all of Morphonica, which is, of course, is Amanesu, Hina Sugata, Oyu, Mika, and Ayasa-san are the violinists. And then from Afterglow, we're going to have Sakura Ayane, who plays Ran Mitake. From Pastel Palettes, we're going to have Maeshima Amita. And from Hello Happy World, it's going to be Itu Miku, who plays Kokoro. She's going to be their front person is going to be there representing Haro Happy. And now, before we get to the next part, let's have a word from our sponsor. All right, and now we return. Yeah, Jay. Oh my God, that's so cool that everyone's going to be there. How often does that happen? Every so often, I want to say at least once a year that I've seen so far. They've had a big event where everybody, pretty much the majority of people are there. Sometimes some people aren't able to be there because of other scheduling. Sometimes there's something else going on with their agency. Since the majority of the seiyus in Bandori are with Hibiki, I mean the bulk of pretty much almost the bulk of them, I think, and then some of the other agencies have the other seiyus are with I think Ace, and then Hortipro, Lantis, or is that the music agency? But anyway, there's a couple of the other agencies manage the other talent, but. So far that I've seen, at least once a year, there's been a gigantic, huge convening of all the seiyus. I think the last one that I remember was last year live stream. It was the Girls Talk Party, and it was basically, I think it was like an hour-long thing they had, or 2-hour-long thing. It was the first 15 minutes. you could watch on YouTube, and then the rest of it was all on live stream, paid for. I think P Alive was the stream host, and I think it was like a 2-hour event. They had everybody. They did interviews with everybody, sort of like panel questions with the SHIYOU, and then they played some games, which were really fun. I watched the YouTube, and then I was able to get access, wink, 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 to the rest of the video through our good friend in Asia, Billy. So yeah, I was able to see that. It was actually really cool, Jay. It was a lot of fun. Everybody was there, lots of interaction, goofing around, and it was a lot of fun. So hopefully they do something like that for this one. If it's something that's live stream, you can watch part of it, 'cause that's for free, and then you could pay for the other events or the rest of the event. That would be really cool. Hopefully they do, I'm hoping that they do that. So right after this commercial, I mentioned I wanted to touch on something, because I when I first saw it, I thought it was really interesting, and I kind of went on a little fact-finding expedition to search out more information. Now, I mentioned earlier Sakura Ayaneru, who plays Ran Mitake, the lead singer for Afterglow. You might remember her from this little thing that I put together before. Yeah, she's the one during the little squeal, and that segment was actually really fun. I actually just enjoy that squeal. I'm just gonna sit here and there we go. Anyway, so she's a total kick in the pants. Now, the incident that I want to play for you took place at one of the other gatherings. I believe it was it was from the third anniversary, the third Bang Dream anniversary, third Bandori anniversary. So in this one, it's I can't remember. I think it was probably like an hour or two long show. They had a whole slew of people there. There was who was it? Rikopin was there. Aimi, of course. 2 or 3 of the members from let's see. I believe it was. you like that, Jay? I'll have to give you a copy of that little MP. So just context for that. This is, I believe it's her, and I want to say the other gal there is Mika, who is the drummer for Morphonica, and it was the two of them kind of doing a little chat. They're sort of interviewing each other, talking, and they're actually making matcha. So they have the whole set with the water and the powder and everything, and so she's making it, and she's using, I guess it's, and I think I've shown this bit before. This was during the New Year's show where it was 8 hours of Bandori goodness. So in this one, she's sitting there, and I think she's using a hand mixer, and it kind of freaks her out because she doesn't know if it's gonna spill. Hence the. Anyway, I want to say it's either Mika, or I think it might even be, just from looking at that, I'm going to say. Here, let me take a look real quick. Or it could be Toyota Moe, who one of the other characters. I'm just taking a guess. Anyway, so they were making matcha. So anyway, Ayaneru, she's a kick in the pants. I've seen her on some other stuff before. She's really funny. The thing that made me curious about is an incident that took place during the third anniversary Bandori. So they have a whole slew of people sitting on basically like what amounts to a very large couch that sort of wraps around sort of a deal. They're playing a game. Basically, it's the game Telephone. You guys know this one. It's where somebody starts at one end with a message, passes it to the next, whispers it to the next person, and they go down the line. And when you get to the end, they repeat the message to see how much of it changes, and that's always fun. I think it goes by various names. I know it as Telephone, and we used to play it in grade school. More often than not, the messages you should be short. This one happens to be a goodly sized message that they have to pass on down the line. Now, I'm going to show the entire sequence that I clipped this from is about 10 minutes long or something. I just clipped the latter half, because this is where we feature Ayaneru having a reaction or doing something and reacting to it. Watch her reaction, and you'll see it's. I'm gonna preface it. Yeah, telephone. So just before she hears it, you're gonna see Maishima Amita whispering to Amanesu, Shindu Amane, who's by the way, one of the youngest of the Bandori seiyus. I believe she's just 16 or 15 or 16. She's one of the youngest, and she plays Mashiro, the lead singer for Morphonica, and she's also the lead for the live band for Morphonica. So she's telling Amanesu this little bit of something, the message. Then Amanesu turns to Ayaneru, who's the last one, relays the message. Then Ayaneru repeats the message. Here's the part that's really funny. I want you to watch her reaction compared to the reaction of everybody else. Just her. Okay, here. Let me go ahead and play it. All right, here we go.
この時点で聞いてもわかんないんだもん。でも知りたいです。早寝でミラから。いやねえだろ。あれ。はい。あ、でも文章になってる。あ、すごい。はい。これミラクルあるんじゃない。お願い。さくらさんにじゃあ答えていただきましょう。千里さんが道に迷ってアミタさんのパンティ。おかしいんですよ。違うんですよ。あやね。言わんよ、15歳は。言わんって。じゃあちょっとここで答え合わせしましょう。まずはい。ちょっと答えはこちらです。15歳言った。はい。なるほど。パンティは書いていなかったですね。青海に行こうとして。もう一回。青海に行こうとして青梅に行ってしまった松原かの。ちゃんがどこに行ったのかわからないんですけど。はい。遡ってこう。やんないの？もうじゃあどこよ。はい。誰がパンティと言ったのかちょっとやらないと思うということで。はい。ちょっととんでもない回答になってしまったんですけど、時間はここまででございます。パンティ。
Okay, so they fade out. I guess you can tell the staff decided, well, we don't want to talk about Amita's underwear anymore. Let's ring the bell to stop the game. The thing I was curious about is you can see the reactions mainly from Amita. She just freaks out because they're talking about her underwear. Everybody else seems to be a little, well, I'm not surprised that Aimi is pretty deadpan. Yes, let's discuss where the panties appear. Yeah, because I'm still not sure, even watching that entire thing, exactly where it could have gone wrong. What it is that she might have heard, because in the original video that I pulled this from, I don't think they go back to find out where the message changed. They did in an earlier one. They found out, okay, somebody said this and added something else. So anyway, we're not quite sure. I don't know if we're ever gonna know where the panties ended up here, but I got to thinking, why is it that she's unruffled, no pun intended, by just talking about panties, sort of like as matter of factly. And so I went on tried to go on a little fact finding mission, and I ended up finding this little video. This is from a show called it features Sakura Ayane, a very young Sakura Ayane. She's probably maybe 18, 19, at least in high school, late high school, and a fellow seiyuu by the name of Yahagi Sayuri, and the show is called Yahagi Yasakura no Chotto Ojikan Yoroshi desu ka? Meaning, Yahagi and Sakura's Do You Have Some Time? And interestingly enough, Yahagi has a Bandori connection because she played the character Irene Dora in the Milky Homes franchise. So there you go, some early Bandori connection there. But anyway, she so in this show, it's basically the two of them reading fan letters, doing, you know, goofing off and stuff, and little panel type, kind of like a radio type show. But in this one, I think I know exactly why. Well, no, not fact-finding mission for panties. No, just why her reaction to being able to say that pretty much with a straight face, and sort of, you know, I think not everybody is comfortable talking about underwear, but something struck me as she felt comfortable saying that, you know, despite the fact that Amita looks like she's about to explode from embarrassment in that little segment. But anyway, the fact-finding mission was how she was able to get away with a straight face. Just saying that, it struck me as kind of interesting. So most of the fact-finding mission ended up leading to this set of videos. So in this particular one, Yahagi, who's called Paisen in this one, I guess it's sort of like senpai, Paisen, it play on those words. So Paisen and Ayaneru in this one, so they're reading some letters from fans about stuff, and it's one of those where they get letters from fans and they try to solve the problem or give them advice or whatnot. So this one is from that episode of Choto Ojikan. So here, I think, and based on this particular segment that I clipped, I think it's because of this, an experience in this sort of environment that led to her being comfortable talking about Amita's panties. So here's this one. Let's go.
はい。
まずこちらが、紅茶はミルクティーさんからいただきました。
ありがとうございます。
パイセン、あやねる、チョロイース。
チョロイース。
毎週楽しく聞かせていただいているのですが、お二人に相談したいことがあるのでメールさせていただきました。12月、第1週目の放送の、あやねるが、書道で、おっぱいと書き終えて、おっぱいおっぱいと、パイセンと二人で叫んでいる時に、親が部屋に入ってきて、とても気まずい雰囲気になりました。それ以来、なかなか父が目を合わせてくれず、気まずいです。どうしたらいいでしょうか。そういう時は、父、パパイって言えばいいんですよね。おっぱいがダメだったら、父って言う。パパイって。パパイパイって言って声かけてみたら、なんかお父さんも楽しくなっちゃう。お父さんがパイって振り返ってくれるから、父って呼んだら、パパイって振り返って、さってね、パパイってね、きっとパパのパパイって。うわー、それで、1月2日でしょ。クレイジー。年明けクレイジー。あの顔見てくださいよ、パンセン、やばい。どうしたエグザイルどうした弾いてる。負けね。はい。これ、おっぱいの丸か。パパイってね。怒ってる。どんどん真顔になってくるんですけど、パンセンやばい。メールは？いただきました。もうちょっと、おっぱいでなくなっちゃいましたね。さんのお便りありがとうございます。おっぱいでした。そんな感想、私たちに聞きたいことなどまだまだお待ちしております。
Okay, so that entire video they spent pretty much yelling boobs. Boobs, 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 ending with boobs. So I think that's just, oh my god. So guys know opai, chichi, papai. You're just saying boobs. Have at it. Enjoy. There's your Japanese lesson for today. You probably heard it too in some anime. Somebody will mention opai. So there, yeah, boobies. So chichi and papai, opai. Anyway, so there you go. There's some Japanese for you. You probably don't want to use it in certain mixed company, especially not in front of your boss or anything like that if they happen to know Japanese. So I think this is where Ayaneru can be so deadpan talking about Amida's panties, because she's already spent an entire episode of this one part of her show just yelling, screaming boobs for pretty much the majority of it. So there we go. That's what I wanted to share. You love today's Japanese lesson. Yes, that's what I'm here for, to teach you slang terms for boobs. Japanese slang terms for boobs. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and have ourselves a little kokoro jump. Yahoo! Anyway, there we go. There's a little kokoro jump, which leads us to the I pose, because you gotta love that. Which means we're into our next segment, which I like to call... Oh, where did my stuff go? There we go. Which I like to call... Yeah, we're just gonna sit and stare at I for a little bit. Don't mind me. I'm enjoying myself. Okay. Anyway, which I call Cho Seiyu Sanjo, otherwise known as... Take it away, I.
Ojo-sama.
That's right, Ojo-sama. The outstandingly joyful and over-enthusiastically unbelievable society of I and maho-nee appreciation. And of course, those two would like to say...
Minasan, o genki desu ka? Genki desu.
So Ojo-sama this week is going to be a brief one. Just a couple of things that I want to take note of. First one from the Maho camp. As we know, she celebrated her birthday just the previous month in June 1st. So recently, later on in June, she was part of a musical called, I'm hoping I pronounce this correctly, Sidarius. What's Stuka? I love the... that is just so much fun. I don't know, I can't remember how far back that was, and it's out of Maho channel. It's one of the earlier ones. There's a couple other ones that I'm gonna pull that I'll show you guys, but that was one of my favorites. I think that was actually one of the first ones that I saw. Starts off with she's saying, everyone, how are you? And here comes I rising to the fore, as it were. So anyway, recently, I think it ran from the 17th to the 30th of June. Maho-nee was in a musical, a stage musical called Sidarius. And apparently it's a story about Galileo and the mathematician Johannes Kepler. I don't know what the storyline is, so at some point, it's the two of them meeting. And I'm trying to remember if my history tells me whether they were contemporaries or within the same era at some point, whether he was older, he was younger, if they ever met. But anyway, the musical centers around Galileo, astronomy, and Kepler, the mathematician, who I believe, if memory serves, gave us the equations having to do with the movement of planetary bodies in orbit and so on. But I could be completely wrong. Anyway, so she was in that musical. I mean, I guess, why not have a musical? If you can have a musical about the French Revolution, students barricading, a man running because somebody killed his wife and he's after the one-armed man, and a police detective, you know what I'm talking about, Javert Valjean. If you can have that music, if you can have a musical about the fall of Saigon and a love story between star-crossed lovers, Miss Saigon, why not have a musical about Galileo? Of course, right? Okay. So anyway, so the next little piece has to do with I found I was watching one of the most recent episodes of I Love Pro Wrestling. I think this was the previous one, the last one, last month. So in that one, it turns out in the middle of the show, maho-nee was erased from existence, and it turns out that Ai was tasked to travel back in time to several points, collect a series of objects from that timeline, come back to the present, and using those objects was able to rescue Maho from her state of being erased from reality. Anyway, it was really fun. It was a really cute little episode. So that was the most recent one for the two of them. And then, of course, which brings us to our next little bit, because it has to do with anime. So it's anime time. Here we go. All right, it's anime time, everybody. Let me turn my page to my notes. So I wanted to mention Ai's Aya, and of course we have pretty much the entire group of Bandori people again in an anime. But before I get to that one, couple things that I wanted to cover. One of them was, have you guys, aside from everything else that's been showing, so of course Spy Family, what else were we talking about last time? Q, Shikimori, which is really cute. I like that one. Let's see, what else was there? We did talk about I still need to go back and watch Akebi's Sailor Uniform. I want to check that out. I wish I had my list from previously. But anyway, those were the ones that I'm trying to finish up now. I've got a couple more episodes to finish up on, especially Spy Family. I think I've got the last two episodes I have not yet quite seen, and I know they just finished. And I know that apparently it's continuing, and the new episodes are coming back in, I want to say October. So yeah, why? Which is pretty quick considering. Because I think it's usually about, correct me if you guys know, isn't it usually if there is a second season to something that just came out, it's usually a year later? At least that's what happened with Kaguya-sama. It was this year. Last year the season ended. I think same with Quintessential Quintuplets. It was relatively recent. I think this year they had the rest of the episodes, or earlier this year they had the rest of the episodes. The second season, and the first season ended, what was it, summer of last year? I think it was during summer season. So that seems kind of fairly quick for a quick turnaround, just having ended now. And then what was that, the fall season, winter, whatever, fall season of anime is going to be season 2 of Spy Family. So I'm looking forward to see what they're doing, because I'm enjoying everything up till now. I got 2 episodes to finish up on, and then we'll see what happens to Anya and everybody. Does she get the Stella? Does she get the... I don't know. Will she get a Stella? Because she got the bolt, right? Which just makes me think it's something bad in Harry Potter. But anyway, all right. So I finally got to start watching Shield Hero season 2. I've only got through the first 3 episodes, and I gotta say, is anybody else watching this? Because at the very beginning of season 2, Naofumi and company are faced with this monumental task of having to face the equivalent of a legendary beast who has somehow been awakened and is now wreaking havoc on everything. So imagine, if you will, the Kraken times 50 million, and that group having to try and either destroy it or stop it or whatever. I don't know for sure, but you're right. This seems pretty right. I don't know if it's a recent thing or just because it's the popularity of Spy Family, and the fact that I'm guessing they must have finished it soon or rushed it. Hopefully, they didn't rush it to try and get it out in time. Hopefully, they were waiting to get it out in the new year, but just happened to have it and say, hey, it is kind of ready. Let's go ahead and put it out just to sort of piggyback on the popularity of the show. But anyway, so Shield Hero, if you haven't watched it yet, I'm gonna spoil it for you. At least it's just the first third, because I think it's gonna be 12 episodes anyway. So 3 episodes within 3 episodes. So at 20 minutes each, that's an hour of screen time, roughly an hour of screen time. They meet and face, and then they appear to have defeated this legendary beast. Now, I don't know about you, but a legendary beast, finishing it off in an hour. I mean, it's. I'm sure it takes place over several days of battle and whatnot, but that seems really quick for something like for that kind of that sort of. I'm waiting for more dubbed episodes of Shield Hero to air because oh, is that right? I didn't realize that the same actor for Shield Hero passed away. Oh, was it what's his name? I didn't realize it was him. Yeah. Oh, but maybe hopefully they'll get somebody who can take over for his stuff. So it seems like that they were able to dispatch a threat of that magnitude so quickly, unless something even worse is coming down the line. I mean, they still have if they're going to be 12 episodes, 9 episodes left. It's like, what more shit can they bring down on these people? But have to watch the next few episodes to see exactly where they go with this. So I'm really curious. Of course, there is the hint that perhaps they only stopped it briefly and they didn't really dispatch it the way they wanted to. So there was a little bit of that going on. So I'll pick up on episode 4 and see where things take us. So the two shows I wanted to talk about for today, Licorice Recoil or Licorice Recoil, if I'm saying that correctly based on the show itself, and then Teppen. So first of all, we're gonna go with Licorice Recoil. This one, I didn't realize I was going to watch it until I saw somebody post about it on Twitter, and then mention Girls with Guns, and of course, piques my radar. Right, Girls with Guns. I'm a big fan of Girls with Guns. Dirty Pair, Gunsmith Cats. Right. So yeah, if they can do it well, as Gunsmith Cats, as a diehard Gunsmith Cats fan, if they can do it well, realistically, doing everything properly, I will watch. Otherwise, I will put it down and say no, thank you. Stella Women's Academy is the other Girls with Guns, although they're not real, they're airsoft. But anyway, you get the idea. Go Stella Women's Academy. Their name. All right, so. This show is about it's a Tokyo or a Japan in which threats to society are quickly eliminated. Somehow they're able to find out who's about to threaten society with either a bombing, a shooting, some other kind of bad thing that's going to happen, and they take out the perpetrators right away. A specific team of young girls who go do these missions. They're essentially they're all hitmen. They're all assassins. So there's an elite group of girls who go doing these missions, and they're called licorice. I'm not sure why. Maybe because they seem sweet on the outside and then a bad aftertaste because they kill you inside. Licorice doesn't really do that. I mean, unless I suppose you can get smacked by red vines. Those kind of hurt a little bit. I mean, they leave welts. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe they're talking about a certain kind of licorice that will kill you. If you choke on it, I guess that's maybe one way. Not really much of an assassin if you choke your your target. But anyway, all right. So this one has to do with an agent, one of the agents, who during a mission that goes south really quickly, she disobeys orders, decides to do things her way, and gets kicked off her team and sent to basically remedial school. In remedial school, she meets another licorice agent named Chisato, who is not quite what she seems. She's, very, very much the happy-go-lucky, let's go do this, very energetic, and yet by the end of episode 1, we see her pretty much kick-ass, like full-on kick-ass. Yes, exactly. I was about to say, Stuka, it is like Gunslinger Girl, and I'm sorry, as much as I wanted to like it, I didn't get past episode 1 just because it didn't. Something about it was not. Yes, it was very extremely depressing. This is less depressing, and it's more happy and fun and serious. But yet Chisato is just this very exuberant personality who, like I said, she's fun and happy go lucky 1 minute, and then she's kicking your ass the next. And I think it's the great dynamic between the two of them. Because the other girl, I'm blanking on her name right now. I think I should have written it down. But anyway, so I'm enjoying the show. It's on 2 episodes right now. Second episode just dropped today, I believe, and the first episode premiered last week. So I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with this. What kind of trouble these 2 girls get into, and I want to know more about Chisato. As it turns out, Chisato apparently used to be on like the elite team, and now she's in this sort of, I'm not sure if you can call it remedial. She's held back. She's not in the field. She's doing some other stuff, and this is where the licorice agent, who did not do very well out in the field, gets sent. You know what? I'm gonna open up a window and find out the name of the other girl, because I just keep calling her the other girl. Here we go. So the name of the other agent is, drum roll please. There we go. Takina. Inoue Takina is the name of the other agent. So she's like basically badass licorice agent. She screws up and gets sent to basically it's a cafe called Cafe Lyco Rico, and that's where she's basically remedial classes. She's sent back there. So Takina, I'm gonna write her down. Takina and Chisato. So these 2 girls basically team up and are trying to do their thing. So yes, much like Gunslinger Girl, not as depressing. You'll probably enjoy it. Check it out. Now, there was something that I wanted to talk about because I got to get into my rant for this one. Not so much of a rant, but some observations. So the first one that I want to talk about is there's a sequence in episode 1 where they're trying to help out this. They're supposed to be bodyguarding. They're supposed to play bodyguard to this lady. Something happens in the show. There's some people after her, so they play bodyguard. And in this one sequence, Takina decides to use the girl that they're being the bodyguard for, their principal, as bait to lure out the bad guys. And then Chisato comes in and says, "No, you're doing it all wrong. I'm going to go take care of them." and proceeds to basically take out the perpetrators. There's an interesting use, and somebody posted pictures of this on Twitter, because let me put it this way: the way she handled her gun was such that she actually used a real world technique called center axis reload. It's a way of holding the gun that's not your conventional one. Conventional use of firearms usually has you point your weapon at full extension, meaning it's out, straight out. Not gonna look where, but it's basically straight out in front of you. You go to full extension and then you fire from there. Center axis reload, from what I remember reading about way back, is a technique that's meant to be used in very close quarter combat. So in that sort of situation, when you don't have time to go to full extension, center axis reload basically keeps everything close to the eye and body. So you're within this very close area, so that by the time somebody gets up to you, you don't have the time to stick your hands way out in front of you, you can fire from a sort of compressed position. It looks a lot like what she does in there. Almost looks like she's point shooting when she takes the first set of guys out, because she's firing relatively close to her midline. But it's actually part of the technique. It comes down from somewhere near the waist all the way up to here or closer, and you're very much keeping the pistol close to you instead of all the way out. So I thought that was kind of an interesting use of that. If you guys ever watch the John Wick movies, you'll see that John Wick utilizes a lot of center axis of CAR, center axis reload. He's not out at full extension. He's usually up close, and it works well, especially in a confined area of maneuverability. One of the things that I thought was sort of interesting was, and somebody brought this up because I happened to mention it, there's a sequence there where Chisato takes out the first group of guys. Again, it's in this particular sequence. It turns out she says she's using non-lethal rounds, except, and I don't know if the technology is in there, but the very first shots that she fires goes through a car door. Now, I don't know about you, but as far as I know of non-lethal rounds, we're talking rubber bullets. Rubber bullets, as I understand it, are primarily shot from a shotgun shell. So they're using pistols. She's using a pistol. Something that looks like probably a 9mm. I can't quite tell. It could be a generic looking gun. It's not something that I recognize right off the bat. It looks like she's using a 9mm pistol. I don't know that non-lethal rounds exist in a 9mm or small caliber round like that. At least not that I'm aware of. It could be, there might be something that they're putting together. Maybe it's only licensed for law enforcement, but most of the rubber bullets I know about are the little rubber balls that get put into a shotgun shell, usually about 6 or 8 of them, and they're fired from a scattergun. So you get basically a rain of rubber balls shot at you at about what? Something like 800 feet per second. Amber! Hey! Hi there, Amber. Hi, how are you doing? Sorry I'm late. What did I miss? Well, I went through, just to recap, I'm in anime time now. We've gone through Ojo-sama, and we had Bandori, and you missed the Bandori because we talked about Amita's panties and where that came from, and I showed the episode of Chiroi where it's Paisen and Ayaneru basically saying boobs. And I think you and who was it that told me about Chiroi? Was it Thea? Another gal on I think it was Thea. Maybe it was somebody else. It's one of you guys told me about Chiroi. So hello, Amber. Welcome to, you know everybody. Amber, you know Jay, you know Stuka. Guys, you know Amber. She's one of the regulars here on there. So anyway, so as far as I know, I'm not aware that there are non-lethal rounds in a pistol. Maybe there are. Maybe it's something I haven't seen yet. So if it is non-lethal rounds, the fact that it can penetrate a car door makes me wonder whether she did use non-lethal rounds or if she did use standard rounds at the very outset. Because there's a sequence in there where she reloads. She drops the magazine, puts in a new one, and I guess you could see maybe those are the non-lethal rounds. What I thought initially was blood spray. Looks like it's some kind of marking powder. The other question is, if it is non-lethal rounds, is if it's a rubber bullet. The sequence shows her shooting two of the guys multiple times and they pass out. Now, a rubber bullet will bruise you, yes. Would they make you pass out? I don't know. I'm not quite sure exactly what was going on there. There was something that looked like blood spray or some kind of powder, so maybe there was some kind of contact drug that tranquilized them. I don't know. It wasn't very apparent in that sequence, so I'm still kind of iffy on that. But then again, it was still a decent sequence. The other one that I want to talk about, and I wish Hollywood would stop doing this, and it looks like it just travels to everything else. All right, time for a lesson, guys. Okay. Every Hollywood movie gets this wrong. I've not yet seen a Hollywood movie get this right. I want to say John Wick probably got it right, but even then, if I remember correctly, they don't. All right, silencers. Silencers do not, I repeat, silencers that you see in movies, the big long tube at the end of the gun. When you fire with a silencer, the silencer does not silence a gun. You don't get that foot sounds like, a little mouse, spitting at you, or little mouse farts. No, you do not get that. Let me put it the only thing the suppressor can do would be to lower the decibel level. Now, for point of reference, let me read off some numbers for you. A jackhammer is rated at 110 decibels. Okay, you guys have heard of jackhammer, right? Okay, 110 decibels. An ambulance siren, which I'm sure you've also heard, has been rated at 120 decibels. Okay? A jet engine at takeoff, so we're talking 747, a jet engine at takeoff is rated at 140 decibels. All right? Got that? Jackhammer 110, ambulance siren 120, jet engine at takeoff 140 decibels. Okay? Oh yes, Jay, that's another one that bugs me. Yeah, that's that. Yes, another one. So I may mention that real quick. So jet engine to take up 140 decibels. Okay, you got that? 110, 120, 140. A 9mm round has been rated at 159 decibels. 159. 19 decibels more than a jet engine at takeoff. Okay? The .45 caliber has been rated at 157. Slightly less than a 9mm, but still 17 more than a jet engine at takeoff. A .357 Magnum, Dirty Harry's gun, is rated at 164 decibels. Okay? 164. Jet engine 140. And then pistol rounds 157, 159, 164. Those are freaking loud. Okay? When you see them shooting a gun in Hollywood, the fact that their ears don't bleed by the time they're finished always gets me, because nobody ever puts on ear protectors or even little silicone earplugs. No, they're just going around and they're talking, right? I've yet to see anything where they shoot off and they go, "What did you say? What? I can't hear you," and they're yelling back and forth because they just blown their eardrums. So a silencer at most takes away anywhere from 20 to about 30 decibels of sound. That's still a lot, right? A 9mm at 159, you take away 30, that's about the same decibel level as an ambulance siren. It's still loud. You are going to hear it. The only thing that the suppressor does, basically suppressor, what it's meant to do is just lower the decibel level just enough that you're not going to get permanent hearing loss. You'll still, chances are good, you still probably want ear protectors just for safety if you are using, if you for some reason you happen to use a suppressor, but it's not going to take it down to the sound of a mouse fart. Okay, Hollywood gets it wrong every single time. I want to say they do that just for dramatic purposes because they think, ooh, silencer, nobody's going to know we're there. That's why, you get the assassins will use it and, nobody hears anything. Oh, why? Because he used a silencer. No, you're still going to hear something. Okay? If a jackhammer is at 110 decibels and you drop a 9mm 30 decibels, you're still going to get something slightly louder than a jackhammer going off. So that's the truth of silencers. I hate that they get this wrong, and they got it wrong here because she's using a silencer and you get the foot. No, it doesn't work that way. Big pet peeve of mine. The other one, of course, as Jay puts there in chat, people just shoot in the air. Yes, exactly. That when you shoot in the air, unless you're shooting a blank or like a starter pistol, that projectile is going to go up somewhere and come back down. Usually we don't hear about where it comes back down. It's going to come down anywhere. There's no whatever the flight the trajectory of that round being shot, it's going to come down somewhere. So no, if you are writing fiction or if you make a movie, please don't have anybody shoot in the air. Even if you're just trying to get somebody's attention, yell instead, yell. And of course, my other favorite, not favorite, the other thing I don't like, is the warning shot. No. Never do a warning shot. Never shoot to wound. That's a whole other conversation that we can get into elsewhere. Amber, yes, that's why the reason why people, yes, exactly. Every time I go to the range, I have to put on the ear protectors because they will cut down decibel levels to usually down, I think it's like 20 or 30 decibels. So you're not going to get hearing damage when you're at the range. You're still gonna feel the concussion wave because it's going to displace air when you shoot, and you still hear the sound. It'll be like a loud pat 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 pat. Pretty much if you take a hardcover book on a wood table and you drop it really hard, that's about the sound that you're going to hear even with headphones on. But you're not going to kill your hearing. You're not going to have hearing. You're not going to have permanent hearing loss from hearing that repetitive sound. So yes, that's one reason they put them on at the shooting range is you want to protect your ears. Safety. It's all about safety when you're there. But yes, if you ever see that, so next time you guys are knowledgeable now. When you see somebody using a silencer in a movie and you hear the mouse fart, they got it wrong. Completely wrong. I hate it that they do that, but that's Hollywood for you. Even John Wick, as good as some of those action sequences were, I believe in the second one there's they have a gun battle with silencers and nobody hears anything. No, they're gonna hear something and know something is going on. It just doesn't work that way. But anyway, other than that, Licorice Recoil, great start to an anime. I want to see where they go with this. I hope it doesn't get as depressing as Gunslinger Girl, because I couldn't even make it past the first episode for that one. I was really sad because it looked like a really interesting concept. They were teaching basically young girls how to be assassins, and there's the big weird sort of secret society, the Cabal, sort of like this one, except that it looks like they've got sort of a mandate by the government to operate and take care of these people, sort of like the last line of defense kind of thing. Black Ops for sort of a government Black Ops, but they're young girls who work at a cafe. So anyway, so I'm looking forward to see what they do more of. Now the second one that I want to talk about, and this is the one that brings a whole bunch of Bandori people into the show. Teppen. Teppen is a show about a group of girls trios. I think there's 7 of them, or five trios of girls who are aiming to be the funniest manzai team in Japan. So it's basically a show about comedians. They're trying to be the funniest group of 3, the funniest trio. The storyline is based off of or inspired by the true life adventures of the Sanshimai, Team Y, which of course, as we know, is Mikoron, Ayase-chan, and Aimi. So the 3 of them got together and decided they were going to write. They were going to produce a manga about these 3 girls who are trying to be the funniest in Japan. And they all happen to be from Osaka, which is where Japanese comedy is born, the manzai form of Japanese comedy. So all these 5 groups of girls are all from various cities in Osaka, and they're all training and competing to be the funniest the funniest trio. So the 3 of them, I guess. The origin was they decided they were going to write a manga about these 3 girls trying to be comedians, and then it became an anime, which of course has the 3 of them in there as the three girls. We also have let's see, Ai is in it as another Osaka native. Of course, Aimi, I believe, is from Hyoga, which is near Osaka. Ayasa is also from that region of Japan, the Kansai region. I believe Rimi is there too. I can't remember if she's in there, but Momoyo's in it, so not Bandori, but Bandori-related, because Review Starlight is there. Let's see, who else is in it? I'd have to look up some more. Mikoron, of course. But anyway, so first episode is called the chicken chapter, and I have no idea exactly what is going on, but these girls are insane. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. It's hard to eat when you're laughing and food is coming out of your nose while you're watching. I don't think I've laughed so hard in a show, not because of any kind of slapstick in the humor, but just because it was so, what's the word I'm trying to say? It was let's call it absurd, sort of on the same level of absurdity as Monty Python to some degree, but just the conversations, the things that these girls are coming up with. Let's see, Koyama Momoyo plays a girl who happens to who thinks they're from Mars. The 3 girls, for some reason, believe they're from Mars or can talk to Mars, and in the show, our character happens to sees UFOs. And I'm just thinking, what the F is going on in this show? It's just it's absurd and insane and crazy, and I can't wait to see episode 2. Which, as it turns out, I think episode 2 has been delayed or is not going to be shown. So they're re-airing in Japan. They're re-airing episode 1, and then they're going to follow up with episode 3. I think there was something about the content of episode 2 got it pulled. It was one of those things. I'm not exactly sure what was going on, but we're going to skip episode 2 and go to episode 3, which kind of reminds me of Is the Order a Rabbit? Or not Is the Order a Rabbit. There's a one show about, and I'm blanking on the name of the show, but anyway, I think the show, if I remember right, went from episode 1 to episode 3, because episode 2, from what I understand, takes place in the world of Is the Order a Rabbit, and I guess there was some copyright weirdness that was going on, and because of that, they had to pull the episode. I think it was aired, but they ended up having to pull it from later airing because there was infringement of copyright, because they went into the world of another anime, and I guess they weren't allowed to do that or something like that, some weirdness like that. So there's something going on with episode 2 of Teppen that they're unable to show it. It got pulled. I think the news report said there was some details or situation or something was up that they weren't gonna able to show it. So anyway, so hopefully we'll get, I believe episode 3 will air next week. Is that right? Not this coming week, but the week after. The week that includes the 16th, which I think is the following week. So we'll go from episode 1 to episode 3. But if you guys are interested, check it out. I'm liking it. Those are the 2 that I wanted to talk about. Were there any other ones? Yeah, I still have to finish Q. I still have to finish. I've not finished all of Love Live Nijigasaki. I need to do that. Speaking of which, I think I was reading this right. It's is it July? Sometime in July, Love Live Superstar Season 2. I think it's in a couple of weeks. I just saw something pop up on my Twitter feed. So Season 2 of Love Live, we get to see Canon and everybody else pick up from the loss of the contest from episode 1. So we'll see where they go with things following that. I may have to wait a couple episodes before I decide to go through, because I'm doing it again just because because sometimes there's a show that you just want to see what's going on, right? So you say, well, I'll wait till a couple episodes drop, and then you go, well, no, maybe I can take a look at it for a little bit. And then all of a sudden, I did this with Spy Family. First episode came out, I told myself, I'm hearing good things about this. I'm going to wait a couple episodes. I'll wait till episode 3 before I start watching, so I have some episodes to watch. No, I watched episode 1, and I'm like, crap. Now I got to wait next week for episode 2. Maybe I'll just wait 2 weeks. Nope, I watched episode 2. Crap, again. So do you do this too? Do you put yourself through this? Sometimes I'm able to hold off because there's some other older ones that I'm going to watch, so I will do that. So I think for at one point, I just went back and rewatched episodes of maybe they got pulled into the maybe they got pulled into the Bandori ward. That would be funny, Amber. That would be freaking hilarious if somehow they got pulled and they show up. They end up from Osaka all the way into Tokyo, in Shinjuku, and they end up at Hanioka and Hanajo for some odd reason. All these girls. That would be freaking hilarious. No, I know that. I wish. But then again, because anything can happen, because if I recall correctly, I want to say that the manga was serialized in Gekkan Bushiroad, Monthly Bushiroad. So that's where the Bushi Bandori connection lies, other than the fact that a bunch of the voice actresses are from Bandori. Bandori or Bandori-related. I'm pretty good at a show enough for multiples. Oh, because you forget about it for months. I wish I could forget. Every time I come home, I automatically call up Crunchyroll and High Dive, and hey, there's the episodes I want to watch. So yeah, most of it I'm more like, well, what other shows can I watch while I'm waiting for those ones? I have not seen this show yet. Let's watch. I'm gonna rewatch seasons 1, 2, and 3 of Bang Dream while I'm waiting for the other episodes to drop, and just go through that. Actually, I should pick up on some older shows that I've set aside that I want to watch. Outlaw Star for one, Lucky Star. I gotta finish Chobits that you guys have been telling me. I gotta get back to Bento. I think I started Gurren Lagann, which was kind of interesting, so I want to check that out some more. And I think I started Patlabor. Was it? I'm trying to remember if I started the TV show, because I know there's a TV show. I know there's the OVAs. I think the OVAs came first and then the TV show. I'll have to look again, but I think I started one of those. And I thought, this is kind of interesting, and then I jumped to something else. So maybe while I'm waiting for the new ones to drop, I'll wait for a couple of episodes of Licorice Recoil to drop before I go and catch up on it. I can go back and finish up the rest of Nijigasaki and check that, because I think, did you see, there's another one, Grand Crest. No, I'm still right in the middle of that one. I'm in the one, how many episodes? I think I'm like 6 or 7 episodes in. I'm liking the storyline. I think I mentioned that to you. I like the storyline. I just have to get back to that. Same with was it Lord Marksman and Lord Vanitas, or Vanitas and Lord Marksman, the one with the so is it the Pat Lever movies first and then the TV show? I'm sure I can find it on Wikipedia, because I know they have the movies and then there was a TV show, or maybe it was a TV show and then the movies sprang from the TV show. But anyway, I still think it's a crime that there was only one Gunsmith Cats anime, just the three episode OVA. Yes, I'm still right in the middle of that one too. I think I'm about Grand Crest and Vanadis. I'm about 6 episodes in. I should definitely finish that one, and maybe not rewatch Gate for the 5th time, just because it's Rory Mercury is just so much fun. Not to mention. Anyway, is it the TV came first? Okay. And I think all of Pat Labor, or a good chunk of it, is on High Dive, I want to say, so I can take care of that. Yeah, I know. I mean, I've got two volumes of the manga that in English that have been collected. I need to find volume 3. And they're just fun. I love the manga. I love the artwork, and the movie was fun too. Or the OVAs were fun. Yeah, I just wish they did some additional ones. I did hear something that Kenichi Sonoda, who's the creator, he's also the creator of Riding Bean, who happens to also be a side character in the Gunsmith Cats world. He's the getaway driver guy. I could have sworn that there was some Kickstarter that they did. I think it was just a Riding Bean, a follow-up to the Riding Bean anime. It's like a part 2 or a further adventure. And I haven't heard anything if he's doing anything more with Gunsmith Cats. But I wouldn't mind if they animated some more. If they took another one of the storylines and said, okay, we're going to do some more here. They're doing everything else. Everything else that's been a manga is coming back out to, or the manga is now coming out as an anime. Speaking of another one, I thought I saw some, I could have sworn I wrote it down. It was, on Twitter, there's another an anime coming out. It's either this month or in fall. I think it has to do with some Yakuza taking care of kids or being babysitters. So it's what is it, like Adventures in Babysitting, or the Babysitters Club meets Way of the House Husband? What is this now? I'll have to look for more additional information before the next stream and tell you about that. It looks kind of interesting. There was just a promo image, and I thought, are they going to go for comedy in this one? Is this going to be like something fun, or are they going to get serious? Who knows what they're going to do if it involves little kids. Little kids in, well, I mean, they already have a little girl in Spy Family, and there's some espionage there. Of course, she's also an Esper. She's a mind reader, literally. So, you know, who knows? Such good. I've just finished that coffee there. But yeah, so So those are the ones that I wanted to talk about this week, or this stream. Check it out. Teppen is a fun show. Crazy. I don't think I've laughed so hard in an anime in a while. I mean, there's some other ones that are just, kind of goofy fun. This one is just not exactly belly laughs, but mostly like, what the? Wait, huh? What? That kind of fun, those always a good kind of fun that I like. Licorice or Licorice Recoil, some good stuff. Again, hopefully they don't make too many mistakes with gunplay like Hollywood does. But I am curious to see where they go, and I really want to see more about Chisato and her background, why she's in this sort of remedial school thing, and what exactly she did to get there, and why she hasn't been put back in the field to kick more ass. Anyway, let's see. Shield Hero, probably going to pick up some more. I still have to finish the rest of Q. I have to finish the rest of Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie. Rest of Spy Family, 2 episodes left. 11 and 12, I think. I think it's just 12, right? I want to pick up some more of Kaguyama's second season, because I hear they actually get to tell each other how they feel. Oh my god! In the end of season 2, and I believe, was it somewhere too? Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. That there's going to be Quintessential Quintuplets is getting a movie where they're supposedly going to complete the storyline, instead of leaving us sort of wondering who gets who by the end of season 2. God. Anyway, so I think that's gonna do it for this stream. In the words of II.
時間あるな。寝よう。
Thank you, II. So yes, I think we're gonna call it here. Thank you guys for coming. Amber, I know you came in late. But hopefully you kind of enjoyed your little stay here. Everybody was having fun in chat, it looks like. If you guys were lurking, I hope you guys enjoyed lurking for this episode. Stuka, Jay, Amber, thank you guys for coming out. Too bad we didn't get to see May. I thought she was going to make it too, but, maybe next time. And then we'll catch up on some more. I'm sure I'll have more to talk about for Teppen, for Licorice Recoil. As to when the next episode will be, I'm going to have to check my calendar for an open Saturday night. I've got a couple of things coming up that are going to take up most of my time. It may be, I might say, actually, let me take a look at the calendar right now. It's either going to be the 23rd or the 30th. I will let you guys know. I'll post something on social media. Yes, this is always fun. I like streaming. Of course, I've also got the other project to do as well. So we'll work on things as they go. So that's about all from me tonight. I hope you guys have a good evening, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.